Alright, welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Of course, we've got an issue here. We made a particle system with our sand here. We've now got pits we can fall into. We've also got a couple other particle systems going on. We've got snow. Every once in a while when I restart my computer like this, it gets jacked up, so I've got to restart my Tmux. So today's plan is going to be, I'm hoping to do a little bit of pixel art, just a bit, so that we have something to commit, and then it'll be long-term planning for the game. So it'll be more of a theory session than a programming session, but I'm hoping to start off with a little bit of pixel art so that we can at least get a commit in. So let's see what the snow system looks like. So if we go turn on our snow system and stop updating our sand system, which I'm not even seeing. I know we've got a sand system, we were just looking at it. Oh, it's not in the map. It's actually, okay, it's not in the map, it's actually in the scene. So we'll just leave this off. We're gonna take these out of the map. So this should be gone, and if we look in our scene, this is where our sand system is. So let's check out what our snow looks like, just so you can see it. And then what? Snow system update. And then we'll have to, have a better way of toggling these things and adapting them depending on where you're walking. But for right now, snow system should be on. So there's our snow. So we've got little snow going. I still don't know why it dumps a lot at the very beginning and then it kind of stabilizes, but I'll look into trying to fix that. So the pixel art I wanted to add today was kind of like the cabin here, where we can walk inside the cabin, but it's also going to be kind of tethered to the wall like this. So like when we have a 3D wall like this, I want to have like a little stair step, so that we'll be doing pixel art for a stairway, and then a doorway for the side of the wall here that goes upwards. So we've got most of that pixel art right now. If we look at our master sheet, here is the wall. So this is what we're going to need one version of that is a non-collidable object, so that we can render it over our player. And then we need to build a little platform for the wall, and then I'm hoping we can do a doorway inside here. So let's make a little doorway test. Now, the way this works is we have to render 3 things. The first layer needs to be the ground, which is going to be black. It might have a little bit of side wall like the doorway does here, but that's needed. That's going to be the ground level, and then the above ground level I don't think we actually need, but we need a top level tile layer as well. That is the top of the archway to make us come into this. So ideally we put it, right next to where this one is, but we'll worry about that later. We'll just get the thing working. It doesn't have to be perfectly organized. It's just one of those, it's nicer if sort of deals, but if we have a doorway here and it kind of comes in like this, then we can have this. Essentially, we'll draw just a black tile for the bottom, for the ground level, and then this will be the doorway for inside the chocolatey spot. That's what I call the wall, because it's supposed to be like a log or mud, but it kind of looks like chocolate, so that's kind of what I've been calling it. So yeah, something like that. If that's our doorway, it looks like we need maybe one more pixel. That looks about even. Okay, so if that's our doorway, then we need a similar doorway to here, and that'll be our above ground layer. So we will have this as our top ground layer for the doorway, and then we'll paint this black like the other one, so that actually leaving it transparent should be fine too, but we're just gonna paint it black like the song. And then we'll need to delete all of this. Actually, yeah, this is a little wrong. If we overlay this, yeah, we don't want that 1 pixel of black. I don't know where that 1 pixel of black came from. So let's just, crap. Yeah, let's make sure this is looking okay. So we don't want this pixel of black, but we do want, actually the pixel of black is in there. It's this part. Okay. Yeah, we can keep it. So what we will do is make it transparent. So this is the ground level. This will be the transparent level, but we'll leave all but the rightmost black pixel, because that is actually part of the crease of the wall here. So we'll leave that one. So we'll get rid of all the black except that one. And then actually maybe this one too. Let's see what that looks like, and then we will address. So this should be ground level. Actually, just a pure black should be the ground level, and then the above ground level will be this one. No, yeah, this one. Let me think that through. Okay, no, it's just 2 layers. So the ground level will be this one, and then the top level tile layer will be this one. Okay. So that looks good. Now we need stairway. A little stairway. So let's make ourselves a little stairway. It should look like steps, right? So maybe we need like a line tool. And we need, I don't really know if we have any grays in our color palette, but it should be kind of earthy, maybe. I'm kind of thinking, if we look at, there is a, I know I have a Zelda, I know I have a Zelda example tile sheet somewhere. Maybe it's just in my pictures. Link reference, here we go. So we're looking for something like, this is the doorway that we kind of just built, but we're looking for the stairway like this. So they do it just 1 line, and it goes 2 black steps, a white, a purple, 2 black, a white, a purple. Okay. So it's really simple. We can do something like that. Okay. And then I don't like it white like that. It should be kind of like maybe this yellow color. And then I'm thinking maybe brown, like a lighter brown. Hard to say if that looks anything like stairs or steps. I think it's the gray that's throwing me off. So maybe we'll do the dark brown for that. So it looks kind of like earthy footsteps. And then we've got the wall and the walkway for a tall wall. And the tall wall is non-collidable. Oh, see, we need to scoot this up. Both of these need to be scooted up so that they're not a collidable map object. Okay, let's give that a shot. So we're going to save as. Master sheet. And then we're going to pull open our tiled map. And here is where we've got our layers. So let's give us another, let's say maybe this is the one we're going to be building. It's not going to be anything fancy just yet. It's just something I wanted to make sure we had. Oh. Gotta make sure we're on the right layer, so we're gonna have to go to ground level tiles and just set our tiles. How did I do this? Oh, lordy. Okay. Okay, so grass, and then we'll get the tall grass. And you know what? Yeah, we probably should at some point refactor this. It's just that if we put the tiles now, I put these tiles in the far corner because I didn't know how many tiles I needed, so I wanted to make sure we had enough space. So I kind of just started terrain stuff at the bottom and then other stuff, or I don't know what I was thinking, but that's why we split it up. But it's probably not great that I did that. Now that we have tiled, because before we were just typing them in. So I kind of want tall grass to be coming in. Where the fuck is tall grass? Okay. So let's do this. We want this kind of wall, right? So we're going to build up a wall here. And then I believe this is the... Is this the bottom? I think this is the bottom. So we want a stairway. Oh, and you know what? We've got to reload this so it loads in our new sprite. So we should have our stairway now. So if we build up like a stairway like this, Then we can have a top level mud thing right here. And then I think I'm missing one type of... No, it's the corner. Okay, so we'll add the corner there, and then we'll do this corner here. To see, like this is like, we're trying to build the illusion of height, right? So this should be non-collidable stuff up here. It's just that it looks, maybe we build out a little more of this to be like a kind of platform, because it looks like a raised platform up there, right? Like that's what I'm going for. And then what we can do is put, we can put blocks on the above ground layer so that we can't walk into these collidable map objects from the other side of the screen. And then, we'll see what our doorway looks like. So, here, I'll give you another star. Have fun. I think we want to do something like, we want like a dungeon here, right? So we'll put the doorway. Man, dude, you're on fire. You know, we want like a doorway right here. Let's see if the collidable map objects are working here. So we'll put in our above ground layer, we'll just put a couple of flowers just so we can prove that the animation's working and stuff. And then we'll put a little sign up here or something. And then we will export as a global map and then try it. So the stair should be, oh yeah, we can turn off the snow, but the stair should be walkable and the other stuff shouldn't be. So look, we can't walk up here because it's like a ledge, right? And then the stairway, we can actually walk up the stairway, and we can't walk here. Well, oh shit, we did something wrong. It looks like we put some mistakes in here, and it looks like the tiles aren't animating. The flowers aren't animating, so we might have drawn those on the wrong layer or messed up something else. So let's go see. We want our above ground tile layer. Okay. And then we're just going to take this empty spot and draw it here to make sure we don't have any invisible objects. And then we must have drawn the wrong frame of our flower, but it doesn't look like it. So I don't get why it's not animating. Let's see, we export as global map, and then I'll turn off the snow system for now, at least for the render. And we'll see. So we've got, it's up here. Yeah, we don't have, this is weird, we don't have our flowers animating. I don't get what we're messing up here. I do want to fix this because it bugs me. Let's see if we can draw this flower and have that animate. I'll change our spawn point so we don't have to walk over here every time too. Yeah, we're just not animating. Why is these flowers animating and these ones not? I mean, I know we've got this figured out. I just don't know why it's not working. I know we have a flower starting anim in our constants. So our flower flower anim starter is 1012 and 1008 is our autumn flower anim starter. So let's see that we're getting the correct IDs there. So we'll go pull up our tiles numbered and make sure that we have 1024 or 1008. 1008 or 1012? What was it? 1012. Yeah, that first one. Or 1008. Okay. We might... Shoot. I don't know why we're missing out on the animations here. See, look, here's where we're inserting the animatables. So we are asking if the tile ID is equal to these certain items, and then we insert an animatable into that scene. I should be right. I mean, it works on every other scene here, because we've got these flowers animating, we got the water, we got these flowers animating. One thing I think I might want to do is have the gecko particles, like the corrupted particles oozing. I want them to be under the corrupted enemies, because, like, well, sometimes they get, if they're close together, they'll muddy each other up with the particles. But I want them to be always visible on top of the particles, I think. So we might change that. And then, why isn't our animations working? Let's try. Oh, you know what? The we don't have. Oh shit. Oh, this is something we gotta do still. We're only inserting the animatables onto the ground level layer, so we'd have to adjust our code to include flower anims on the above ground layer. But I'll wait for that, because, yo, what is this? Oh, Spider-Man. I didn't know what was crawling on the screen there. Okay. That freaked me out, dude. I thought that, I didn't know what that was. Okay, so if we go to ground level tiles, we should be able to draw the flowers. So I think we do want to do one extra thing. Hey, Sugarfreud, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. One thing we want to do with the flowers is make them transparent, so that we don't have two flower anims like this, but that we would have a ground level tile, and then we can do the transparent animations on top of whatever tile. So we can put flowers on top of brick or flowers on top of tall grass if we wanted to. If you watch, will you finally find the focus to get your work done? You know, Quellis, I got a emote for you there. So yeah, I started this channel so that I would focus. So it's kind of like a teacher watching you do the homework. So if I stream and people are watching me, I can't just be goofing off on my phone or anything. So that's the kind of point. But hey, good to see you. It's always fun getting to chat with you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, my focus. Yeah, it's a little... Yeah, unfortunately, it's mostly for me. Okay, we did the same exact mess up that we just did. We aren't supposed to draw this stuff on the above ground layer. We need to draw this on the ground level, because we don't have our animatables inserted on the above ground tile set. So we're actually inserting... from tiled here, we're exporting 3 sets of 9,000 tiles. So we're exporting all the ground, all the above ground, all the top level, and then we're kind of inserting them on top of one another if there's actually a sprite there. So like, see how few sprites there are? Like we're actually not replacing them, we're actually rendering them on top of the ones beneath it. But let's go here and we'll say I just want a little more color up here, so it's not just plain green. And then we could put this underneath the post there, which is nice, and then we can add some flowers onto the ground level. Okay. Now, let's give ourselves the... I don't know what auto tile is. There are certain stuff, like I can like drag a bunch like that if I wanted to. But as far as I know, this is just a utility to export the tiles into a very simple table that my game engine can use. So it's super useful for that. Not sure what auto tile is though. So here on the ground level, we want this doorway. And then on the above ground level, we want this. So that's the kind of entrance, right? So it looks like we don't want these top 2 browns or top 2 black pixels. And then we also need to make, in this case, we would need to make, oh shoot. Yeah, this is tough. Because right now this is a non-collidable, this one right above it. Because you can't walk, once you're walking up here, you can't walk down. And then this one is a non-collidable, but the rendering will prevent us from walking deeper inside of it. So let's see what that might look like, because I know it'll be wrong, but let's see how bad it is. Oh, I forgot to change where we spawn in, but that's okay. We'll just do the old walkie. Okay, cool. So we've got this. Now look, we can walk a little, and it knows that this is a collidable map object, but we can't. Oh, it looks like we've got our above ground not working, our above ground tile. And then, oh shoot, why are we stuck here? We must have accidentally drawn something. I don't know how we managed to do that. The collision in my game is a little janky. It's based on tile ID. A Godot term sets the edges. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing like that in this program. But it sounds cool. So we have to make sure there's no invisible tiles here. And then the top level, oh, see, and then we drew our above ground. Okay, shit. I just messed up. Okay, we want to go right here. The doorway's on the above ground, but that needs to go in the top level. So we'll go to the above ground and we'll just delete that from the above ground, and we'll go to the top level and put the over whatever we want to call this, the over. Why aren't we seeing it? Oh, it's locked. Okay, yeah. So top level, we'll take our doorway and we'll plop it in there. Now we should be able to go under that doorway. So let's give that a shot. I forgot to change the spawn again. We'll do that right when we get back, so we don't have to keep walking over here. So we've got a little doorway here. we can walk in and we can't walk over here, and then see how the top of that doorway is going over me, but the next one is not. So it's a twofold problem. We're not able to walk inside the doorway to where you can't see our feet anymore, and we're still seeing us. So ideally we would make the thing above us not collidable if we're beneath it. But if we're up here, it needs to be not collidable. So we don't have anything in our game to kind of do anything like that at the moment. So I don't know what we would do to fix that. Because in the past with the log cabin, we made it tall enough that it's got a whole square of, oops, that's not it. A whole square of non-collidable tile. So this tile that we're currently in right here, this middle tile of our log cabin roof is non-collidable, but that's okay because it's surrounded by collidable edges. So we can't go in this way, but we would be able to collide with it if we're inside it per se. But since the one we're doing up here is not tall enough, it's only one square tall, we can't get that view. So we can either do, the easy way and just say, okay, if we're going to have a 2-layered tier like this and we have a place to enter, then make sure it's got a whole square above it that we can have a non-collidable ledge looking there, so that it doesn't look so that it blends in. So maybe for now we will scoot this up so that we can give us that next level. So let's just do that, and then we can worry about fixing that later, because I do want to get into long-term planning for the game so that I can get an outline of some sprints and get a timetable, for at least a rough timetable for what it's going to take to release this thing, because I don't want this turning into a 5-year project. Like I'm trying to do a hard cut at 2 years so that I can make a new game after this. So I'm hoping we can get some planning done to kind of keep checkpoints throughout the months, and every month we'll do like an update, and if we're falling behind, which we probably will, we just have to make some changes and whatnot so that we can hopefully deliver this thing in a total of 2 years or so. So for right now, I'm going to scoot these up. I'm going to scoot all these up. And then we need to make actually a duplicate, chocolatey edge. I call it chocolatey because it looks like chocolate, but it's like mud or whatever. But we need to make a this tile right here needs to be the chocolatey edge, but not down here in the collidable map objects rows. So we need to just duplicate that and make it up. But yeah, scoot. Let's go. Let's go to a sprite here, and we'll just duplicate a chocolatey edge, or it's a chocolatey center, the rich nougaty center right here. And as long as we paste it above these red squares, it'll be a non-collidable object. So I do also want to fix the doorway. I don't like the black on top right here. So I'll take that out. Okay. So we'll save as a master sheet, and then we'll reload our tiled to get our new sprite. So we fixed the black there. And then right here, we need to actually take this out. And this is actually going to go in the above ground, and we need the nougaty center from the other level. So if we look at it, these two will render, actually, this needs to be in the top level, not above ground. So we will remove this. See, and why? Yeah, this shouldn't be in above ground either. Why can't I delete it? Oh, it is in the top level. Okay. So yeah, we need the nougaty center up here on the top level, not on the above ground. So top level. So if we toggle top level, those are the sprites that'll render above our character. And then we should be able to walk in it now. But there we go. Okay, yeah, let's try that. Let's try it. Oh, flip. I think I just drew some stuff on accident. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it's cloaked in chocolate. I think that's the chocolate term for it. Enveloped in chocolate. Okay, before I forget again for the 12th time, let's go to our player spawn. And let's type it in correctly this time. And we'll go to not 8-2. I should have checked which scene it even was, but I think it is 7. And I think it's 4. So let's see. We'll spawn at 7-4. Okay. What is happening there? Let's see. This is 8-2, 8-3, 7-3, 7-4. What the heck is going on? What do we change? Nothing should have broke there. I've got to like ignore the global map from the get diff here. I don't know how to do that, but we didn't do, what the heck? We didn't do like anything. Yeah, all we did was stop rendering our sand system and then change our tiled map. So either we messed up our tiled map. I mean, we must have, because it's breaking when we try to go over here, but what could be breaking it? Okay, so we die on map 243. Okay, so we just have an invalid tile ID, I guess. Yeah, and Quellis, the Windows, I'm using like the Windows subsystem for Linux. So I think that's why I'm getting these weird bugs, because like when I do my Vim in my Mac, I don't get any of these weird issues, and it's not slow. Like how slow it is on this system. So I'm not the biggest fan of this. Now, why is it that we are crashing here? It doesn't matter if these are toggled on. I think for now, what I want to try to do is just delete this one from the top level. And then we'll go to the ground level and just make sure it's got it, just so we see if that fixes the bug. I don't know why that would cause it, but that's the only thing we changed. So we'll save this as a global map, and then we'll run it, and then we'll see if we crash. We don't crash. Okay. So what is it not liking? See how now we can walk up inside it, because that one is a non-collidable object, but we just need it rendering above us. So the idea was we would come here and say, oh, I think we need... Now, if we don't... No, not to crash, but every once in a while, it'll show, like... It'll show the results of the crash in the terminal still, even when I'm in NeoVim. So it's just buggy. So sometimes I have to like unfull screen and then refull screen to fix that bug. So that's the one I'm talking about that it causes. But yeah, I typically blame Windows for most of my issues. If we don't draw a tile in a certain spot, tile ID just gets 0 by default. So I don't see why we would be crashing trying to put a top level tile of this size in here. But let's just try it again and see if it just magically fixes itself. I've had weirder things work. Yeah, what the heck? Quad expected and got nil. Let's see. It's going to be hard for us to see what tile ID is in there because it's just it's a list of 9,000 tile IDs. But we know the top level tile is a little jacked up, so we must be doing something in the top level tile. See, Quellis, like this stuff. See how it says expected got nil and callbacks right here in my Vim? I don't know why it just started doing this. Like this isn't a line of code. This isn't a line of code. This is like a line of debug stuff, and it's just rendering in my code here. And then it just fixed itself. So that's been weird. I don't know why it's been doing that. Okay, so we have a 3 table data that we're exporting, and there's a tile which is our ground level. There is a above ground level, and then there is a top level tile map, which I'm actually not seeing right now because it's actually not in the map render. It's actually in our scene because it has to go above our player. So that's one thing that's a little tricky. Top level tile ID, see, it's in our scene. But we were crashing in the map, not in the scene. We were crashing at like 250 whatever on the map. Let's see what line it was again. So let's go here, 7.4. See? 243, what the heck? So this is weird because it works for the cabin. Quad expected got nil. So if we take a look at our cabin export on our tiled here, it should be the same idea. Right here we should have, let's turn off top level and ground level. So this is above ground and then this is top level, yeah. So anything that needs to render above our character is living in this top level. So why are we crashing? This is strange. So if I were to put this tile in our top level on this scene, it's a non-collidable object, so we should be able to walk through it, but it's in the top level, so it should be above us. And then let's take out this just in case that's the one thing that's crashing us, because that's the only thing I can suspect right now. No. Okay, so what's happening? Man, this is not supposed to go this way. it must not like anything in the top level. I mean, I don't know why. If we take everything out of the top level and export that, does it stop crashing? No. Okay. Why does it hate this scene? Let's go to ground level and we'll just draw chocolate. Oh, you know what? I think what happened... Oh, this is annoying. I think what happened is when I erased something in the ground tile map, an erased tile doesn't count as 0. Well, this is what I'm assuming, because that fixed our problem. So what I'm thinking, let's try it. Let's see if that confirms it. If we go to ground tile and we erase something, and then we export it, I think it'll crash. Yeah. Okay, so this is easy to fix, but it also is a kind of a good catch. Hey, thanks Sugar Void. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Yeah, it'll be up on YouTube like they all are. This is the most programmy bit of today's stream because we're going to be talking about long-term planning for the game, so it'll be, you know, a lot less programming for the rest of the stream, but thanks for stopping by. Okay, so let's make sure our ground tile has something to draw. So I believe we should have a pure black tile, which actually I don't see a pure black tile. Let's give ourselves a pure black tile. We have an empty tile, a transparent tile, but we need a pure black one that we can collide with, or that we don't collide with. So we'll save as master sheet, and then we'll make sure, and actually, yeah, we don't need this black tile anyway, actually. We need it in ground tile. We need this one. And then in top level, we need this one. And we also need the chocolatey nougat above. And then if we export as global map, now we should have our desired capability. We should walk all the way inside the cave. So we can come down here. We can't walk in here, but if we're lined up, we can walk inside the cave. Now we should be able to go all the way under. We should be able to go all the way inside it. But for some reason, the one above us is collidable still, so let's just make sure we drew the right one. Yeah, dude, we did. So the only thing I could think of is we might have something wrong in the above ground, so I'm just going to make sure we don't have... Oh, shoot. This will crash us, won't it? Let's see. If we export as... We might have to write one extra line of code that says if it's... Oh, it didn't crash us. I'm curious what number the tile ID becomes if we erase the tile and export it in the global map. So I might just try to erase tile 1-1 and see what value, because we know it's an invalid value. It might be 0 because Lua is 1 indexed, so if it's trying to draw an index of 0, it's crashing there. But we should still be able to walk inside over here. So in our top level, this should be a non-collidable. So let me just test with any other thing in here. If we were to put... Okay, what's going on? Top level. And let's say that that is a top level, just to see. Because it is not letting me walk. Let's see. So we should be able to walk under this because it's in the top tile. Top level. Oh, we're still not. What is going on? We must accidentally have drawn a collidable object right here in one of the layers. So we'll go to our ground layer and we'll make sure we have a transparent right here. Oh, that's where it was. And then above ground, we also need transparent. And then top level, we need our nougat non-collidable. So we'll export that. And then we will try it. Okay. So this is cool. I like the stairways. I like the illusion of like height we get. And then now we can walk. Shit. But, you know, this wouldn't happen in the game. Like once you walk inside a cave that much, it's going to trigger the scene transition into the dungeon. So we shouldn't see our little head pop out like that. We might have to start splitting or I mean, I guess we could we could just put the one above it also on the top level tile, because it still will treat it as a collidable map object, but we can also just say also render it above our character anyway, so we can do that. So top level, we'll give it there, so our top level now looks like that, and then now we can export that, and sweet. This should work. Sweet. Yeah, I mean, we can still see our head a little bit when we turn up there, but this will be a transition. Once we walk in, it'll transition to the dungeon or whatever. Thanks, Corliss. Yeah, I programmed this music in Sonic Pi, but yeah, the idea is, yeah, Sasquatch. Yeah, thank you. That is a great idea. Nice Kragzar, by the way. Yeah, that's a great idea, dude. Thank you for suggesting that, because now it's super nice to be able to have, you know, we don't have collidable objects based on layer. We don't have that still. I don't know if I'm gonna add that. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if it's, yeah. I'll think about what we might need to, because I think, especially when it comes to like water, that method that you're saying might actually still be good for us, because for water, you cannot walk in water right now because it is part of the collidable tile map ID. But if we do your way, pulling it into its own layer, then we would be able to decide whether or not water's collidable. So if we wanted to do a feature like you get the flippers in Link's Awakening so that you can go swimming, that you could potentially collide with the water, because right now you can't walk in water because it's uncollidable. But if we do your way, we can say, well, I don't know. Then it gets to be, you know, we have to have these triggers to be like, depending on their inventory, we might switch and load a different tile map or something, or a different layer. So I don't know. It's a lot to think about. But yeah, we're gonna do, I think at this point we're ready to, let's make our map we just made a little bit prettier, and then we will get planning. Oh my goodness. Then we'll get planning for some long-term progress. So we'll do, I don't know, we'll just do a little bit of grass edges here, and then I know I've got a grass corner here. Oh, yeah, definitely with the stuff to render above us, that was real tricky, and I don't think I would have been able to pull it off without the layering. Yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah, thank you. It is definitely coming together. I wanted to make like, a little garden patch or something like this, like flowers right here. We can put it on the above ground so it goes above these. Oops. Did we draw one? Yeah, the above ground. Oh, it's not transparent. We got to work on the transparency of the flowers. That'll be one of the next things, because we should have only one flower animatable, unless we have like a dark forest one that is not pink. But it would be nice to have flowers over the edge of the white edge here. That would be nice. So I do want to do that. But let's put, just to give it something on here, just to kind of show that it's not just empty green. We're just going to be putting a little bit of stuff into it. And then we do need we need more stone type pathways and stuff, like just because it's looking really plain right now, but we need some more interesting stuff. So see, and I already put these on the wrong layer. That's okay. You know what? Yeah, I jacked up. That's okay to be above ground, but here we should put them in the ground level, and then we'll just call it, like, it's not, this is not final by any stretch. It's just so it doesn't look plain and green. We just want some kind of something. And then maybe we'll do something like that. I really messed up the layers, man. That's okay. What I really need to do is like lock what level I'm working on. So like, you know, lock our top level, and then see this above ground. Yeah, see, these should be gone. Okay, and then we'll lock it, and then we'll go to ground. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we'll get started here on some long-term planning for the game. I've got a little set up so that we can talk through some ideas. Let's check out our new map here, and let's spawn us in it. Oh, we are. Okay, cool. So we've got animated tiles. We've got stairways that we just added today. We cannot walk through. It gives us this like illusion of height, so we can make some kind of 3D-ish looking levels. And then we've got a doorway we can walk into now on the side of the thing. So like this will be the entrance to most dungeons will look like this, I think. You know, it'll be either this or the stairway. We made like a little stairway. Oh, I don't even have it. We have like a little stairway. It looks like the pit, except a little stairway instead. And then that'll be another type of entrance to a dungeon like this. And then that's looking good. So let's commit that, and then we'll worry about some planning. So we've got some new tile ID exports. I need to figure out if I can exclude this from the diffs, because I don't like scrolling through this. Okay, this is weird. I didn't mean to delete whatever this line is. I didn't mean to delete this line, but yeah. Map declarations 186. Let's go find that real quick, because that is not supposed to be deleted. Oh. See, how did I delete? I deleted a line here that said... I mean, okay. We don't need this anymore because we're doing it based on the tile IDs of our tiled global map exports. So we don't need that. So I'll just get rid of it and then we can continue on. Wonder if we can... Yeah, I wonder if we can omit the tile ID because we don't want to have to dig through that. Okay. All we're doing is we're spawning at the new scene we made, and then we updated our tiled to be this new map we designed, and then we turned off our snow particle system. So that's... It doesn't look like a lot, and it isn't a ton. It's just that we made that map that now we can walk under that new dungeon. So let's commit, and we'll say that this is added top level overlap, or I'm gonna call it chocolatey dungeon entrance. Okay, sweet. So let's pull up. I want to pull up another application here. Okay, so this is going to be some nitty-gritty stuff. So ideally I want to publish this game and be done with it, at least in a publishable format, in 2 years' time. But that 2 years is probably including when I started development, which was in February. So it sounds like we have about, what, a year and a half to hopefully try to get this game shipped. I don't know what that is going to look like. I made this little board to maybe try to keep track or talk about what big things we need to get and kind of plan out different quarterly sprints. So if we do, I don't know, I feel like we can do, I don't know if monthly sprints is too short or quarterly sprints is good, but maybe we can do, let's see, if we've got 18 months and a quarter is 3 months. Let's do this. Sprint 1 will be from August to October, through October, August, September, October, and then I don't know how to go about planning this. This is a lot. Maybe what we do is plan out all the big major tasks and then kind of estimate how much time each one of those will take, and then try to space them out amidst a couple different sprints. Man, this is going to be ugly and boring, so I don't know, should I just do this off stream? This doesn't really have anything to do with programming other than planning, but I don't know. Yeah, I think I want to do... I don't know how to even add a new task here. Okay. So let's add a bunch of tasks. Gosh, I don't even know how to start to do this. So I'm hoping first release is going to be a game where you can save your progress, right? There's going to be 5 biomes. There's going to be a forest, a sand desert, a lava, a Arctic mountain, and an underworld. So I think that's the 5 biomes. So it's going to be like 5 dungeons 5 bosses that you have to beat in order to win the game. And then there's also, you know, mini dungeons with other unlockables and whatnot. So I don't have a number of dungeons I want. I just know there's going to be 5 biomes, 5 dungeons basically, and then mini dungeons of exploration and stuff. Probably optional. And then optional puzzles too. So the big thing is 5 biomes, the game can save and you can load it. And other things include the whole music minigame that I have yet to start on. So that's going to be a big one. So I'm going to delete this. Okay, so we need to figure out, I'm going to call it Loot Hero. And then, so I've never used this style of planning before, so this is totally new to me. But yeah, save system, biomes, yeah, and then music minigame, puzzle design, yeah, exactly. So it's hard for me to like say, oh, it's only gonna take me 3 months to do the level design. It's like, you know, like who knows how long that's gonna take, and I'll come up with new ideas as I'm making it. So it's hard because like I want to adhere to a certain timeline so that this thing gets shipped in 2 years' time. So I think if we have like a minimum viable product that we plan out here, and then every extra stuff we either save for after we release the game, or as a parent card in smaller tasks. Yeah, I think so. Like, let's see if we can add yeah, we can do that. And what we can do, we can add little completion boxes there, so we can check it off as we go. So let's say, you know, I don't know if there's a way to draw between them or anything, but let's see. If we add, let's say, biomes, and then we add forest, and let me just copy this so that we can copy forest. We have desert, lava mountain, Arctic mountain. There is like a beach, but it is not going to be a dungeon, essentially. I think the beach is where you'll get the first. The beach will be where you get the first sheet music, or the tab for unlocking the forest biome. The idea is here. Let's say that this is Underworld, and this is called Obsidian. So it's just a note-taking app, and then this is a plugin that to let us do, like, I think it's called Kanban style boards, kind of like Trello, right? So it's cool because it saves all the files in straight markdown. So I'm able to back this up, and you can see this check mark. It is backed up to my GitHub. So it's backed up to my Obsidian vault in the cloud. So I have it live updating on my phone as I type. So I have access to all these notes on my phone as well as I have a private repo on GitHub that it syncs to every 10 minutes or so. So I've got it backed up, and it's accessible on all my devices. So I like it for that, so that if I'm at work or something and I only have my phone, I could whip out Obsidian and type in some notes. I'm trying to see if I can search for the same one. Yeah. So it's got, as I type it, I mean, I know you can't see this, but it's like, as I type it, it's already on my phone already. So I can add stuff to this table when I'm away from my computer, which is going to be nice. But I'll add the beach, which isn't a real biome. It's just the first biome, right? But the thing is, we need subtasks for each one of these. So I don't know if I can make a subtask. Yeah. Shit, I don't know. Yeah, I need the ability to do like a subtask, I think. Because otherwise, you know, this just isn't helpful enough. Like we can do this, but can we draw? Shoot. Maybe I know there's another type of thing. Shoot. There's like a it's called a canvas, I think. Like a new canvas, maybe? New canvas. Okay. Let's see if this is better. Because can we draw... Okay, see, something like this. And then if we can have... Let's try Lava Mountain. But we want, like... I want tasks associated with this. Yeah, I was hoping I could do it in here because it's just synced to my phone and everything, but I might just have to pull it up in Asana or whatever. Because I really need the tasks, and maybe, yeah, it sucks that I can't back it up or whatever. Actually, we can back it up, it just has to be manual in Asana, so maybe we'll do this. Let me see, I have got this. Let's do a new board here. Yeah, I don't want to spend... I mean, I don't think I can do the tasks or whatever in Obsidian there, so... Uh-oh. Why does it gotta do this? I was on my work Asana. Okay, here we go. Yeah, let's do a new project here. Okay. Yeah, we'll just have to do this, I guess. So, let's do, you know, we can have sprints, but I guess for now, because this allows us to do subtasks, which is what we need. So, let's say that there's one thing for biomes. Hey, what up, Magnetonics? Today, or right now, is a currently non-programmy bit. We're doing some long-term planning. Nice. Hey, have you been on vacation? Are you still out there? I forgot where you're going, but hope you've been having fun. Or if it's over, I hope you had fun. Nice. Okay, and then we can have subtasks as subtasks. So, like we can say design as a, like a whatever, implementation, whatever. Okay. So if we've got, yeah, now we can kind of start to visualize this. So we have a couple biomes. We have the underworld. We have the beach isn't a biome, but the desert biome, and then the beach is where we get the first tab. So We've got the beach, which is easier, and then we've got the forest. Okay. So we've got Loot Hero to work on, which, you know, has a lot of things. It has how it works. So it's like we can just call prototype of pressing strings. And then we can say, oh shoot. Sorry to hear that, dude. I hope it's rough not having good internet or good computer. I had no computer, no main computer for like 2 weeks, and I felt so I know first world problems, but like it sucked. Okay, so it's like we need, when you press any of the 4 strings, sounds come out, right? Thanks, man. Yeah, I hope you have a good one too. Thanks for stopping in. Then we have, you know, we'll have to write the music songs for it. So write 4 songs for the biomes, because the last biome doesn't have a unlockable song. So you'll get the song to the forest from the beach. You'll get the song to the desert from the forest. You'll get the song to the mountain from the desert. You'll get the song for the lava mountain from the Arctic. And then you'll get the underworld song from the lava mountain. So, oh, is there? I'm not sure how to do that. So it looks like 5 Loot Hero songs. That would be cool if I could stick with Obsidian, because I don't trust. I like it when it's backed up, right? And then it's on my phone. So if there is a way to do this. Yo, thanks, homie. That is going to be helpful. Let's see. Okay, so oh, it is a folder note plugin. Folder note plugin, add description summaries with folder notes. Let's see. Shoot. It was this other one. This one. Okay. I guess it's just that I don't know. I don't know how we do this. Well, Obsidian kind of works with linked notes anyway, so if we have... Okay, let's test something out. Let's test if we were to say that this forest is actually a note. I think we do it like this. A note called forest. And then over here, what the... Okay, we can embed it like that, but then if it's just this, it's a note. Okay, so if we have it kind of like that... Oh, lordy. let's see if this will work. So if we can see subtasks for forest. So like we could have the subtasks right here. Something like that. And then I guess it just doesn't give us a super easy way to look at them. I don't know. Let's stick with Obsidian. Let's stick with it, and if I find a better way, I just like that it would be backed up and I can use it on my phone if I do this. So okay. So we'll make notes for each of these, and then we'll nest the subnotes in there. Let's try this plugin. Let's try this folder. I already forgot what it's called. Folder note. Yo, I might need to dig into this. Yeah, I might need to dig into that. Okay, I'm already lost here. Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, that's nice. Okay, so if we create all this... Oh, God. Okay. It's nice that we can see the overview of which things are in there. So I think this will work. We just have to make a note for each one of these. Sweet. Okay, and then we'll do beach. Where did it... What? I just made it and it disappeared. Okay, I don't know what is going on. Okay. And then... Yeah, we need to... So as far as Loot Hero goes, we need to make a working prototype. I'm gonna say... String sounds, string plucking sounds, and then we need, and actually this would be, you know, we would need to nest this stuff into maybe, we would have songs, right? We need the songs, so we will call it wow. Okay, I am still very much learning how to do this. Okay, so loot songs, and then we can flesh out each biome song or whatever, but then we need like the gameplay or whatever. What do we call it? Like, you know, we need UI for Loot Hero. We need fret button sounds. And then we need some side interface for the notes coming across. So like we need to be able to export a song and have that scroll on the screen for you to play against and hit either the wrong note or right note. So that's part of the UI, but it's gonna be tough. Like it's gonna be really tough. So for the loot songs, we know we need the beach tab or forest biome, and then we need the actually that's nice. Then we need the forest tab for the desert biome. Then we need the desert tab for the Arctic tab. Or for the Arctic biome. And then we need the lava tab for the Arctic tab. So the first thing, or like Arctic tab, is the tab you get in the Arctic once you kill the Arctic boss, and it's for the lava biome. And then we get the underworld tab for the, or we get the lava tab, which is for the underworld. So lava tab for the underworld biome. So we need that. And then let's make a couple of big tasks. Like we know we need an inventory system. We know we need a spellcast abilities. We know we need enemy entities. We know we need dungeons, but that's part of the biomes. So I'll say like abilities. And that'll be like you can, well, I guess that kind of comes under spellcasting. So like we're not going to have like Rock's Feather like in Link's Awakening where you can jump over things. But it's going to be more magic focused. So you are going to have to use a certain fire spell to light up a cave so that you can traverse it. But also I don't know yet, you know, I haven't come up with it. So we do have to write the story and the dialogue, right? So like story and dialogue. We know we need NPCs. That probably goes with dialogue. I would say NPC entities. And then we also need what else? Oops. What is happening? Okay, and it looks like it's just a big old list. Like, I thought I could kind of organize these, but because we need to hopefully organize these by sprints too, so we can kind of chug along. Let me see. Board view. Okay, that's nice. Okay. See what a list looks like. Okay. Oh, okay. You can either stack them. Okay. So if we want to add another card, we can enter a... what else? We've got magic. We need boss fights, right? And in boss fights is like enemy design and move design and level design and all that shit. So it's a lot. We need the saving and loading system. We need a pause menu with some settings so that you can either save your game or load your game or whatever from there. I would like it where you can have like the classic games, right? Where you can like have a new save file and have potentially 3 save files or something. What else? Music. Like music for the game. Music OST or whatever we want to call. I do have... there are going to be some music specific... what's the word? Music specific mechanics. So the music... like, I think we might... I think we might get rid of this visual. Like for right now, like when we go to schedule cast a spell cast ability, we're focusing our manas, right? Or we're using our manas to raise our focus, and we have to balance it in this like green line in order for the successful spell cast. So outside of a successful spell cast, it fades away. But instead of a visual cue for this, I want to do an auditory cue, which I might have some accessibility settings where you can turn on the visual cue if it's too hard. But ideally, I want to figure out a way where you can play without having to look at your manas down there, but more so listening to your environment and trying to balance it that way. So like, I think there's an interesting, we can do... I don't know what we're going to do to do that, but I think it would be interesting to kind of like the soundtrack is maybe, one note shy of sounding harmonious, and once you're balancing this focus indicator, then it adds that last note to kind of like complete the chord for the music, so that you can hear when you're spell casting because you're hitting the right note, essentially, when you're playing. That's the kind of idea behind that, because I'm trying to get rid of the visual. Like, I don't want people looking down at their bar. I want them looking at what they're doing in the game. So I'm wanting to do an auditory-based focus system, which is kind of crazy, but I think it could be really unique and fun. It would mean you can't play the game at work quietly unless you had headphones in, but I still think it'd be cool. So, yeah. And then ideally we would also... yeah, because like fire shouldn't be appearing there. So we'll have to come up with something. What else do we need? We need... let's see. We can start fleshing out some of this stuff. I'll probably do that, a lot of that off stream. But then I'll give updates and talk about it. But yeah, we need music. We need a pause menu. We need saving and loading. We need boss fights. We need NPCs, story and dialogue, enemy entities, spellcast abilities, inventory system. Then we have our main biomes, and in the biomes, you know, there's gonna be like level design for each biome, which is a big thing. And then Loot Hero is gonna be the main mini game of the game. See, and I want it to be a type of game where in Link's Awakening you can, you know, you unlock all the instruments in every dungeon. You play 8 dungeons or whatever, get every instrument, and you awake the windfish at the end. But you don't, like, you get to play a cute little ballad by the time you get them all, but you don't get to play it. The cinematic plays the music for you. So in my game, I want it to be where once you find your loot, that is just a thing you have with you, and you can play it whenever you want. So you can whip out your loot and just play it on a screen, and you don't have to have tablature to sit down and play the loot. In order to unlock the biomes, you have to actually have the tablature and then play in the right time with minimal mistakes or whatever. But I want it to be able to just be a key item that you always have. I just thought of something, like it would be kind of cool to do like a little companion. Like maybe you can befriend one small animal or something. And then you can have that guy follow you. That's like a nice if we can get around to it, not necessary for the game. That's just something I just thought of now. But yeah, hopefully we can get the loot working. That's going to be a lot of fun. I've got some ideas for that. It's going to function kind of like Guitar Hero, except in Guitar Hero, if you just strum the notes, it sounds like crap every time. But in this one, you're not going to be strumming, but you're going to be plucking. So we were going to have 4 dedicated keys for each string, and then we have 4 dedicated frets for each string as well. So depending on which fret you're holding on which string, a certain note will come out every time. So if you want to figure out a couple songs by yourself without tablature, you're able to do that in this game. Hopefully, you know, I'm gonna have to figure out how to, like, what scale to use, which root notes to use, so that we can come up with useful sounds that you can play without tablature, but then using the tablature. And this is like something I'm thinking about that is really tough to do. It's really tough to do a legit instrument that any sufficiently complex song can be played on. That's just not going to happen. So I think what we need to do is we need to jank it a little bit, in the sense that if you play the notes the tablature tells you, a correct note for the song will come out, but it's not necessarily the same note that would play if you're playing it without the tab, if that makes sense. So like if you just sit there and strum it, playing the same notes and frets as the song you haven't unlocked yet, that song won't come out. But I'm hoping you can come up with some simple songs without tab, but once you play the tab, playing the correct notes, or the correct, you know, frets and strings, will actually elicit the real notes of whatever melody song that I end up writing for it. I think that's the way to do it, because I think it's too complex otherwise. I think it's going to be too complicated for people to wrap their head around, because like I'm musically inclined, but I don't want people who aren't so musically inclined to feel like they can't do it. So I have some ideas to make it a little simpler, so that people hopefully can follow the UI and do something like Guitar Hero. So that, you know, I'm hoping for something along the lines of a Guitar Hero medium song for the loot tablatures, and I think that amount of difficulty is probably good for it, because some of the other difficulty of it is a riddle on which scene to play the song in order to unlock the biome. So there's going to be something like that. What up, K-Tronics? How's it going, dude? We didn't do much. We made we made a little scene here. Most of today is just kind of like some long-term planning for the game. So we made this little scene that we have a little hole in now. So we made some pixel art for this so that you can go into a dungeon in the side of a wall, and we made these stair steps as well. So that's all we did today. And then we've been planning out what it's going to take for our game to be complete so that we can start to schedule some sprints so that we can publish this game in a 1.5 time from now. So I'm thinking if we shoot for a 1.5 from now and we try our darndest to stick to whatever sprint schedule we have, then by the time, so I'm thinking 2 years total. And it's already been 5 or 6 months in development. So I'm hoping in a 1.5 time, we can have the first release. And I'm hoping that if we stick as good as we can to the 1.5, then at least by a 1.5, we have a released game, and then we can add polish at that point. Because like, if I keep letting ideas, it's a tricky balance, because it's like if I let any idea come to me and I always try to do it, it might bloat into something unfinishable. And the last game I built took me 2 years, and it was much, much simpler than this. So I'm hoping we can kind of get a minimum viable product in a 1.5. And if we knock out these sprints and kind of do like the minimum needed to sufficiently check off these boxes we've got, then we can take 6 months or so to kind of polish it up and make it work better. But we should, as long as we get all the bones in there, where we have an inventory system, we have saving and loading, we have NPCs, we have the enemy entities, we have the boss fights, but maybe we need an extra 6 months to polish up some level design and some artwork maybe. I think that's okay. But if I commit to a 1.5 delivery, I think, we just have to commit, because what's that rule that it's like, if you give yourself 2 weeks to do something, it'll take 2 weeks. And if you give yourself 1 day to do something, it'll take 1 day. So it's kind of like we have to say we're doing this in this time frame. And then when we eventually fail, at least we'll be on the way to getting this fleshed out. So we do, we knocked out our particle systems in 2 days. We don't have like the blending of different scenes, but it would help us if we had a list of all these check marks to do, and then we know this month we're working on spellcast abilities, so we just boom 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 knock them out. This month we're working on inventory system, boom boom boom, let's do it. So I think this is a good at least initial starting point for tasks, but we do need to plan out the different sprints. So we need to get a game plan for which parts are going to be next. So I don't know if there's a way. Can we color these? If you want some input on the save system, I could give you a tour of the one I have for my games. Yo, Sasquatch, I would love to see that. So like, if you want to, so Sasquatch, as you know, I'm trying to host some other developers on the show. So if you want to do an interview where you show this off, then we can record it and put it out there if you're interested in that. Like, no pressure though. Like, only if you want to do that. But I am wanting to, I've got a couple people lined up to come on the show and talk about programming stuff, and I'd love to have you on if you're into it. But I definitely want to take you up on that regardless of if you want to be recorded or not. So I totally get it if you aren't into it. But I do want to chuck that offer out there. Because yeah, I would love to see that. All I've done in the past was a high score leaderboard. So I know how to write text to one data file or one table in Lua, and then also load that files. But that is literally the only thing I know how to do is to load a score, save a score, and load a score. So we're gonna have more complex things. Another thing I just thought of is a sort of a competency system, or what is it called? What is it called? Where like as you, like let's say as you cleanse 100 geckos or whatever, you get more proficient. Is it proficiency system? All JSON and get the architecture down. Okay, yeah, I'd love to see it, dude. I'd love to see it. It's definitely gonna help me wrap my head around how to do it in Lua. I don't know if Lua can parse JSON right out the box, so I might have to do something different, but at least seeing your implementation will help me wrap my head around it. I want to say it's called proficiency system. Yeah, I think it'll be really fun, Katron. I think it'll be really cool. I built this game called Tak, a board game, on the channel. It was before I started streaming on Twitch, but I built it, and then after I built my version, I looked up if anyone else had built it, and someone has been working on a version for 10 years now. And I went to go, their version works on the web, and they wrote the notation for it, and you can save games and you can play games, and I was just super blown away by how good this program was. So I reached out to that programmer on GitHub, and he agreed to come on the channel. So I'm gonna try to plan a date with him, not a date, but you know, a date to talk to him, because he's down to talk on the show. So I'm super excited for that. And then Super King is gonna come on as well and talk about some web dev stuff. And then may or may not Sasquatch. So once I have a couple of them down and under my belt, I'll be able to post on like LinkedIn or something and say, hey, any developers that have a project, or any game developers that have a project that want to show off, or I can hit up Magnetonics and say, hey, do you want to come on and talk about game dev a bit? You know, because there's so many people on Twitch here that do this kind of stuff, and I'd love to get their opinions and their insights. So I'm super excited for that. Proficiency system for, you know, for, I want to call it like, you know, at the beginning of the game, you can't focus a lot because your muscles are weak. So like the bar for your focus is going to drain a lot faster. So if we look at the bar right now, we're really generous with it because I'm trying to, you know, test these things. So our regeneration on our Manus is super fast, but ideally, you know, that bar will start really low, and then you'll grow it as you complete biomes and stuff like that, or by tasks or whatever. Because I don't want to like lock people out if they can't complete a certain boss. So like I like a certain amount of proficiency system that like, hey, if you're stuck on this, you can go in the caves and grind a bit and get stronger if you need to, so that there is an extra bit of help for certain stuff. I don't know what that entails yet. I mean, you know, obviously we'll have some ways to earn extra hearts too, so that you can fight a boss longer or whatever. So there'll be that. But I'm excited to kind of imagine what those all might look like. Yeah, part of me is thinking this is way too big of a project to come from after building an arcade game. But the other side is like, dude, just go for it. Because like this, you know, if I can make this game, like this is like my childhood dream to make something like this, you know, make Pokemon or make Zelda. Like, so if I can do that, I can die happy. and then we'll make better games from there. So I was really impressed with Animal Well that came out. Billy Basso took, I think, 7 years to make that. Did his own game engine and everything. Loved the game. Super great. So I'm hoping, you know, 10 years time I can make something like that. Okay. I think we've got a good bone backbone architecture for this. I think we'll call it a day. We already get pushed, but I'll flesh out some subtasks for that, and then I'll fill y'all in on what I'm thinking for that. And then tomorrow, you know, I should just commit right now to filming the trailer tomorrow. What I'll do is I'll record gameplay for the channel trailer on Twitch, and then I'll be able to edit it next week. Dude, I absolutely believe it's Sasquatch, because the I don't want to. Let's look up what that was, because I know the game was super small. Animal well file size. $34 megabytes. That's insane. I love that. I love that. I mean, right now our game is what? Let's see. Our game is 2 megabytes. So that's not bad. But we don't have any sound files in here, or we have very few sound files. So once we build out all the loop music, it'll probably be a lot bigger than that. But we can also condense it. I'm going to do some testing for like whether or not we want some high fidelity loot sounds. I think it could be interesting to have like 8-bit overworld track, but then every loot music is like high fidelity loot playing. I think that could sound interesting to kind of mess around with that. That's crazy, 34 megs. That's awesome. But yeah, I love that game. So that's been inspiring me to keep going. Let's see here if we've got any team members we can raid. But yeah, tomorrow I'll record some gameplay so that I can edit a trailer for the channel, because I've been saying I'm going to do that forever, and now we can finally actually do it. So I'm going to look for any indie game dev team members we can raid here. There's only a couple. Looks like Aria or Basie. I've never seen Aria, so maybe we'll raid her and give her a follow. But thanks for watching, everyone. We'll raid out here if anyone's down, and I'll be back tomorrow. So we will raid. Yo, see ya, K-Tron. I've never checked this chick's stream out. I just looked and saw that she was coding, so we're gonna raid out. Hopefully it is cool. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.